Or no intro.
What intro?
I think we should start with the intro
What intro?
for a full podcast. I don't know. I just think because
You want to do full podcast?
Yeah.
We still do. I haven't seen a full podcast in a while.
since he's here, we should do it since he's here.
He's behind the camera.
Put
eating.
the camera on him. He can guard me.
So-
Put the camera on him.
So he's at my house, right? And we handed him a plate of like a little cake, right? As a plate. It has probably like 10, 11 of them. He comes and takes the whole plate.
show
and
the
puts it
cake.
in front
Show the cake.
He
Show the
takes
cake. Show the cake. Show
he
the cake.
takes the plate of cake and he eats the whole thing by himself. He doesn't even offer anybody.
You got it. Oh, you did that, huh? Well, there was chocolate cake, right? And then he ate all of it. This guy, bro.
He made sure
You know
to
what's
eat the
funny
chocolate
too?
one
Yo,
first.
honestly, like we're gonna get food, right? But then
Yeah.
we canceled that, and then I saw chocolate cake. I'm like, yo, that looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. So I was gonna get a piece, and then you
But
like
you
you walk out of
infected
the
it,
room,
bro.
and you come back. This guy infected the plate with his disgusting hands. Like honestly, yo, if this wasn't recording right now, I would go there and actually like trample this guy, bro. Like honestly,
What are you, elephant? What are you trapped
this guy actually pissed me off today. Seriously,
Why? Why did he make you mad?
show your face on the camera.
Why,
Show your face.
Why did he make you mad?
This is the kind of guy that deserves a nice 1-2 to the face, right? With no gloves on either. No gloves, just pure hand wraps. A nice 1-2 to his face.
Oh.
Maybe overhand too, maybe overhand.
Poor
maybe,
guy, man.
And maybe if he's lucky, a nice uppercut to the head.
You're making him so sad. He's like he thinks like you're one of his
I
good
want
friends.
him to cry. I want him to cry.
One of his good.
One of his good friends, bro. He's an acquaintance. And even then, I wouldn't consider him that. I wouldn't consider him that.
Oh my god.
This guy is a definition of a weasel, a terrorist snitch, a terrorist snitch, bro. Where's Noah? Where's Noah?
Oh my god.
Where's Noah?
Noah's a good name. I
Well,
like
full podcast. We like intros. Unfortunately, we can't really be in the mood because he's here.
Noah. we speak for yourself. I have no problem.
I have a problem with him.
You just called him a terrorist snitch.
Yeah, he is. Where's Noah?
Who did he snitch on?
Where's Noah?
Who did he snitch on?
Yo, you know what? Yo, if this camera wasn't rolling right now, this guy.
Oh, okay.
Cut out. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go on to the first topic.
That's
because
it. That's your intro.
I'm not feeling it, man. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really in the mood right now.
You like 5
When
minutes
you're-
ago, I told you I was like, "Yo, like it's okay. Don't take everything
when
so seriously."
When you haven't ate yet, even though you don't want to eat.
You okay? Hold
Even
on.
though you don't
hold on.
want- even though you
Hold
don't
on. Hold on.
wanna
Hold on. We came here and I told you, okay, figure out what you want to eat. Then you went through and you kept like talking about other things, and you come back to eating, and then eventually you were like, you know what? I'm not hungry. I ate 2 sandwiches and fries before I came here.
It's true. I agree. And it's cutting season too, right? I'm cutting right now.
What? You told me that you're trying to get to 210 pounds.
Yeah, so like a body recomp.
What are you saying?
A recomp. Well, like not bulking.
A recom?
Recomp.
Well, there's a couple more cake pieces.
This guy vacuumed the plate.
It's right. It's right next to his dirty socks. I swear, bro. This guy
Bro,
doesn't
put the camera
do
on this guy, bro.
This guy doesn't
Put
do
the camera on
laundry.
this guy,
No,
bro.
then I have to move it again.
This guy's been showered in like 6 weeks.
Well, he's the type of guy to take half showers, bro.
This guy half sends it, bro. This guy half sends it.
Ooh, I don't know.
Half send.
It just sounds like something that you would do. You would put like water in a bucket and you just. You in Afghanistan you had a bucket of water.
Bro, there's a chair right there. Mohammed, come sit here, man.
Yeah,
Bro. He's a woman. When you're mask, yeah, because you're dirty.
Just so you know,
Adams, bro.
nobody can really hear him. By the way, because like microphones don't pick him up, and you don't even talk into them.
I'm gonna find a way to add reverb to your voice. You terrorist snitch.
Yo, chill, bro.
Okay, no, I'm
You guys are about
kidding.
to.
I'm kidding, bro. He's my boy. Cap.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god. There's time to watch the CP fight later today.
Okay. Topic number. Bro, shut up.
Yeah, you gonna spoil it? How you gonna spoil
I'm
the fight?
gonna spoil the fight, bro. This is a doomer, bro. This is a This is r/I'm very badass. You know, this is the kind of guy.
He's the badge on the Reddit.
Disgusting avatar, bro. His avatar has the thing, like the.
Just leave it.
No,
leave it, man.
I'm gonna stop, bro. I'm gonna stop. You know,
Okay,
I'm gonna stop.
I know what you're gonna say. Just go
I'm not
ahead.
gonna say it, bro. Oh,
Dirty mustache.
dirty mustache, bro.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, stop.
Ooh.
Okay, topic number 1. Okay.
Yes. Topic number 1.
God's sakes.
What is it?
I can't say it yet.
Read it.
I can't say it yet.
What?
Look, you hear him talking right now?
Okay.
I look so good.
Bro, you're wasting all the time, bro. It's already
okay.
5 minutes of you.
Well, but you want a good intro, right? It's a good intro.
I don't care.
I
wanna
want
do
the
it.
intro.
I don't. I
You
want
want views?
They have to click on the video to
I agree. Okay. First clip. Justin Gaethje, lack of booking.
Yeah.
He tells UFC that, he wants a fight.
Mhm.
He thinks he's that guy, but they won't book him.
So he hasn't fought since Khabib, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Khabib, last time Khabib fought was when, like early 2020?
September, no?
Was it September 2020?
September, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, actually, no, October, I think. Wasn't it? I don't know. But
I think
it
it's
was
somewhere
near
around there,
October.
yeah. So he hasn't fought for 6 months now.
Mhm.
I think that his biggest, the reason why he's talking about this is because Chandler and Oliveira were the ones chosen for the vacant title. So of all the lightweights currently, like in the top contendership, is I was gonna say Connor, but whatever. Connor.
Disrespect. Disrespect.
It's just the first one that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Connor, Dustin, Charles Oliveira,
Chandler.
Ferguson, and Gaethje are probably the top 6.
You hesitated on Ferguson.
Yeah, because he's like he's
No.
on a down.
I'm gonna walk out, honestly.
It would be my guess.
Like,
Take some cake with you.
there's no cake left.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So I think what happened is Justin Gaethje just got left out of that matchup situation. I remember we talked about this before, where I really said there's really only 5 people in this equation. There's not really 6. Like Tony Ferguson is one of the top contenders, but he's not really in that conversation for potentially fighting for the title or a number 1 contender fight.
He's
So
lost 2 in a row, right?
it was really, because it's really Connor, Dustin, Chandler, and Oliveira.
But the person
And
who wins the
and
Conor
Gaethje. Sorry, and Gaethje.
fight- and Gaethje,
So
yeah.
that's 5 people. Just mathematically speaking, it's an
Yeah,
odd
it
number.
doesn't make
Somebody has
sense.
to be left out. So who's gonna be left out?
Actually,
Chandler.
6 people, right?
Who's the 6th one?
Ferguson.
No, I'm saying excluding Ferguson.
Why?
Because Ferguson, you can't put him into a number 1 contender fight.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I'm
can.
saying.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm saying, so there's 5 people that could have been put into a number 1 contender fight. Of those 5, Connor and Dustin are linked together because of that
Trilogy.
that trilogy stuff. So now you have those 3. You have Justin, you have Charles Oliveira, and you have
Chandler.
Chandler. Chandler and Oliveira are coming off wins, right?
1 win for Chandler.
Yeah, they're coming off wins. Justin Gaethje is coming off a loss and hasn't fought since October. So I don't blame the UFC for matching up Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler, because they also tried to do that before too, right? If you remember, they tried to match up Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler, but because of the short notice, Charles Oliveira turned it down because of whatever weight cutting or that
No
fast
training
turnaround.
camp.
Yeah, because he just came off the win with Tony Ferguson.
Well, how long are the camps though? Like 6 weeks, right?
It depends. Some people do 10 weeks, some do 8, some do 6. It really depends, but I believe you can do fine with 6 weeks, right? That's enough time.
I would think so, yeah.
Some of them are 4, or some. It depends, right? Especially if you came from another fight. If you started,
Yeah, because you need the recovery time in between, right?
yeah. So I think that also has to be taken into account as well. Chandler and Oliveira were being put potentially in a fight previously. So now the UFC probably was already working on it. These both guys came off of wins. They're more relevant. Let's just go with that. And you kind of have to do the vacant title, because if you do Conor versus Dustin, you can't involve the title with that, because Conor just,
You can't justify Conor winning the title, right?
yeah, you can't justify Conor being in that title, the second slot for a title
But
fight.
also though, like, at the same time, like the biggest L, like for this whole group of people right now, is Poirier, because he's won so many fights now. And
No,
if
I
he
think-
loses the Conor fight, like,
yeah.
what happens next, right?
I think he's known from for a while now that the fight that he was going to fight next was always going to be Conor. not because it's not his choice. It just doesn't make sense not to do that trilogy, right? He beat you before, right? And you just beat him, and he's the biggest figure in the entire sport. So why turn down a fight with Conor to have a trilogy when you know you're going to make a lot more money? You're going to make a lot more sponsorships. You're going to gain a lot more eyes. You're going to have all this stuff.
But his whole thing was like,
as opposed to a title.
Belt,
yeah, but he can in his mind as well. He knows, or he thinks, he believes himself that he's going to go beat Conor. So now what he gets to do now is that he gets to beat Conor and then go on to face the person for the title. In his mind, he tells himself he's a champion. The only real difference here is the championship, the contract. Because when you're a champion, you get pay-per-view points. I think for this next fight with Conor, I think Dustin is going to be very, very smart with this, and his manager, and going to be like, hey, listen, I get what my contract is. We got to rework this, especially for this fight, because I can hold out on fighting Conor, and you guys are screwed. Like, what is Conor going to do? He's going to go fight Justin Gaethje? Okay, go ahead. But that's not as big as fighting Dustin Poirier himself for the third time. So I feel Dustin, in his other interviews, my impression, what I was getting from it, is that he knew that the Conor fight was going to be next, because Dana was saying that he knows all this money opportunity was coming, but he also made it clear that, hey, even though I know this is probably the most likely fight, I want to let everybody know that my goal is to become champion and to get what I'm owed, right? So
I'm deserved top 15.
He's deserved title fight, honestly. I kind of wish that they didn't do Chandler versus Oliveira for the title, and they just did a like it was mini tournament between Charles Oliveira and Chandler versus faces the winner of Conor versus Dustin.
But then
that would have been good.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I guess they want to go off of this news of Khabib retiring and just instantly put in the title fight. Yeah. But which, like, I get it, but whatever.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
Topic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh my god.
What happened?
It's one house sold for $715. What the hell? Damn, homie.
Topic number
Used to
2.
be the man.
Usman versus Masvidal breakdown, predictions, analysis. Predictions.
Yeah. So, we haven't done any in-depth videos on this yet.
And we won't.
We will.
And we won't.
There's
no. Hear me now.
So I guess I will then.
You will, yeah.
So Usman versus Jorge Masvidal is very, very interesting because this is a matchup that I don't know if everybody wants to see, but we'll watch, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I probably will watch it with you. Huh?
Probably not.
Oh,
I don't want to,
you don't want those reaction views? No,
too soon.
So
Jorge versus
Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. There's a lot of interesting things that's happening with this fight. I understand why people believe Jorge Masvidal doesn't deserve this fight. And then I understand the other way around, right? Jorge Masvidal, yes, he got a chance to face Usman already, but was it really a chance? He basically came off the boat
with pizza in his hand.
Yeah, pizza in his hand, and cut weight, and then faced the best welterweight in the world right now.
Did the UFC a big favor with that, right?
Yeah. It was a big generating pay-per-view as well. So I get that the reason why people think, oh, he doesn't deserve it, he lost. But at the same time, did he really get a proper chance? I think as a MMA fan, and from what I'm watching, I don't think he actually got the most out of that matchup. And I think a lot of people would agree with that.
And he wasn't finished either, right? So
yeah, that's a big
respect that. Pause.
Yes and no. Usman doesn't really go for the finish, right? He's only really finished two or three guys in the UFC. Kobe and
Woodley.
Gilbert Burns,
Woodley.
and he didn't finish.
Woodley.
He didn't finish Woodley,
Oh, 5 rounds.
so he went 5 rounds. So, regardless of whether he deserves it or not, the breakdown. The first fight is important to watch, but at the same time, there's stuff that you have to take with a grain of salt.
Stamina, power. All
So
that kind of
the strategy going into the first fight, Jorge's strategy would look like is I'm gonna go guns blazing. I'm gonna go at 100 speed as long as possible for the first 2 rounds. I'm gonna use my entire gas tank to try to get him out of there, try to finish him. Right, use my speed, use my power, try to avoid grappling, defend the takedown as good as possible, and try to win that fight.
Was that water or Coke?
It was water. Water burp. So avoid the grappling. Avoid the grappling exchanges, and try
Give me
to
a 3-piece and a soda.
and try to hit him with the 3-piece and a soda.
Yeah.
Usman though is his game is very, very tight, and his game is very, very consistent, right? So he is he's what he's gonna do when he goes into these matchups is he's gonna do what he excels at most at best, and try to shy away or stay away from exchanges or aspects of that matchup where he knows that he's probably not the best at.
Have you seen his training recently or no? This guy's striking. He's striking a lot.
Yeah, everybody strikes though, right?
You know, did you watch his
training?
His podcast interview where he was saying that like when he was training for the Olympics, right?
He
was actually going to completely change like into boxing.
Yeah.
And try for the
I don't know how well
team.
that would have worked out.
It probably wouldn't have worked out too well.
Yeah.
But he was trying to, right?
So Usman, what he does is that he plays to his strengths, right? One of his strengths is single shots. This is striking wise, right? Single shots that are very, very powerful and very, very very straight.
Compact,
I don't know.
Compact,
right?
Yeah.
His weaknesses are combos. His strengths are not throwing combos. He's not going to be like TJ Dillashaw out there where he's throwing these complex combinations, right?
Usman left, switch right, overhead.
Yeah, Usman on the other hand, he uses a straight jab, right? So he jabs, cross, right? Straight, cross, overhead. Right? That's what he does. He uses single shots to overwhelm his opponent and get his opponent off rhythm, right? So he doesn't let them set. The other thing that he does as well is overhands. Yes. Other thing he does is he has a very, very long reach. Sometimes it's kind of understated. Sometimes he's you underestimate his reach. He's able to escape a lot of his opponents out of his opponent's range because he's able to hit his opponent at places that they can't hit him. Yeah. So a lot of times what happens is he gets in these fights, he uses these single strikes, and he just gets out of the way of his opponent. Not because he's the fastest, it's just because he's able to manage that distance very, very well. And then whenever he does get in trouble or when he sees the opportunity, he goes and snatches that single leg, or he goes into the clinch against the fence.
He clinched a lot of the Jorge fight, eh?
Yeah. A
A
lot of that he talked about how his nose was shattered 2 weeks before, and whenever he got hit in the nose, it was discomforting.
My foot was a balloon.
His nose was a balloon. So the second fight, I think it's gonna go very, very similar. Just because Usman is going to play to his strengths again, right? He's gonna stay on the outside. He's gonna jab. He's gonna use his cross, and he's gonna clinch with him. Jorge Masvidal is not the biggest guy. This guy used to fight at 155, right? He's one of the first, not the first guys, but one of the first people with this new wave of fighting at a higher weight class, right? So he was at 155. He wasn't having the best success. He was losing split decisions here and there. But then he's moved to 170 and he started having success, right? Against Darren Till and
Darren
and Ben Askren.
Darren Till.
But Usman has a size advantage. There's always a chance that Jorge starts to pick apart Usman, because Usman has a tendency to stay on the feet longer than he should. There's a lot of times where he's able to get that single, able to clinch, but he likes to sometimes and to play around on the feet.
Khabib level, huh?
Right? Yeah. Khabib, I think, is
Khabib
better.
Remember that fight?
Yeah. Khabib, I think, is better on the feet than Usman, but that's a different discussion. So another interesting aspect to this fight is Usman said, I promise to finish Jorge Masvidal. He said that I've never said that I was going to finish an opponent except for 2 other times. He said the Colby fight and some other guy that earlier in his career. That
Didn't happen.
Yeah, he finished both of them.
Okay.
He finished both of them. So he's saying that, hey, I'm going to go for the finish no matter what. So that might just be him selling Wolf tickets, right? And being like, yeah, I'm going to finish him, but he doesn't finish him. But he might actually, maybe that's something mentally, something that might hurt him, right? Where he pushes the pace too much, or he leaves himself open for counters or whatever it may be, and he gets finished. So there is a chance for that. But we're gonna do a more in-depth look, and it's more of like a written piece where we write the like an essay and we talk about it and so on and so forth. But
I'm not writing the essay. I'm tired of essays. But anyways, last question. Okay, final question. Will we see a flying knee?
Flying knee?
Yes or no? Just that.
No, I don't think so. No,
I think so.
Usman doesn't go for single legs the same way that Askren does. Askren, like, just every time somebody comes at him, he tries to clinch.
Shout out Askren.
Usman is very composed on the feet. He knows he can take a punch and still be there. Yeah. Like, have his hands up and ready. Yeah. It's 21 minutes.
We'll do one more. And then
how much time is left on the camera?
20.
21 what?
So 9 minutes. 21:36. So 8 minutes left.
8 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so one more topic.
Yeah.
Okay. Khamzat wants to be back July.
Yeah. Remember, I hate when I always say this.
Bro,
I say remember.
Tell these guys.
Yeah.
Tell these guys.
I told them
what the hell, more cake?
Our friend over there is eating the
Khamzat's
last
back,
of the cake.
Bro.
So he's celebrating Khamzat coming back. I remember I made this video, but it never got uploaded because it got deleted and whatnot. But I talked about how the whole Khamzat situation where he got sick. He pulled out of the Leon fight, and then he got another opportunity to fight Leon about a month later, and then he pulled out again early. And then this whole saga with him saying that he's going to retire, and then Dana White saying he's not retiring, so on and so forth. So ultimately, what I was suggesting, or what I thought was, this entire situation, it just needs to die over, right? Khamzat needs to have an opportunity to just rest. There can't be any fight for him scheduled, which will kind of enable him to go train or feel like he's forced or he has pressure to come back sooner than he has to. Yeah. Now he put out a message like, "Oh, I'm coming back in July and stuff." I think July is still too early.
Well, it's not against Leon Edwards.
It's not Leon Edwards. Yeah, you never know.
It feels bad for Leon Edwards.
There might be a chance,
Who
right?
did he fight again?
Bilal Muhammad. Remember the name. You forgot his name?
I forgot already, man.
So Khamzat is he's saying that he's going to come in July. I'm just glad that he's able or healthy, or he's seeing that he's progressing finally with his illness.
He had a tough few months.
Yeah, many months. So yeah. I am glad to see him that he's coming back. Now July, I don't think he's coming back July. I think he's coming back. These are water burps, okay?
That's not water. Those are chicken sandwiches, bro.
I didn't have no chicken sandwich.
Onion rings.
Oh yeah, onion rings. So
mashallah, brother. Mashallah.
So I think not July. I think
September.
What did I say? September, October. Around that time, he'll come back.
October.
You said October. You know everything is recorded, right? We can go back and see it.
Find the VOD.
Never mind. So September, October.
We have seen the evidence.
September, October is probably the time where
you cannot escape anymore.
What are you doing? So September, October, he's probably gonna come back. I feel like this is an opportunity to take him out of that top 10 outlook, maybe top 15, but keep him out of the top contenders. We saw that it was a fun opportunity. Leon was probably like a perfect matchup. If you were out of all the top contenders, I think Leon was probably like the one that made the most sense, right? Leon was coming off a long layoff. Leon's strength, weakness, his biggest weakness is probably his grappling game, right? His grappling game, he has certain positions that he does constantly, and I think Khamzat had an opportunity to break his defense. If you were to face other people in the top 5, I don't know how well he would have done. Bilal Muhammad's not top 10.
I know.
Maybe Bilal Muhammad might be an opportunity to face Khamzat in October or September. I'm just glad that he's healthy. He's back to normal. Who do you think he faces?
I think you got to go with Leon Edwards, man. I just think you have to. Like, no, because honestly, it was booked so many times, and
3 times.
He lost, right?
Who lost?
Leon Edwards?
No, it was no contest.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it was a no contest. Well, it was not going to be ran back with those two. I think you save him for Khamzat.
Yeah.
And you keep moving forward with Khamzat.
But
Because the fight has to happen.
It doesn't have to happen right now. It's September, October, Leon. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't want it to be forced to be held. I think Leon is probably going to fight maybe at least one more time before September, October.
With Bilal Muhammad, I think. Maybe.
I don't know if Bilal Muhammad. I think Bilal Muhammad was put into there because of the short notice, right?
Yep.
Because Leon wanted to fight ASAP. So they put Bilal Muhammad in there because of lack of options.
Yep.
So Stephen Wonderboy Thompson wasn't able to fight back then because of an injury.
Stephen Boy
wasn't able to fight because of an injury to his hand. It wasn't healing up yet. So now there's an opportunity to wait a little bit longer and fight Stephen Boy against Leon Edwards. And that probably will happen before Khamzat comes back. I think Khamzat's pushing July. July is way too soon.
Yeah.
Like, relax. Okay.
with Ramadan too coming up. Yes.
Yeah, so that's a month right off.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he's thinking about like, okay, I'm all I need is one camp and I'm good.
It's cap.
But it's
cap.
I don't think that's sufficient enough, in my expert opinion.
Vicious KO.
Book it. Okay.
Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders.
Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. This
Yeah.
is boxing. I don't watch too much boxing, but I do know that Canelo has trouble with southpaws, or he hasn't really faced a really good southpaw.
No.
And Billy Joe Saunders,
His closest was Triple G, who like shifts in between punches.
Yeah.
But even then, that's not really a
from
southpaw.
what I've seen, Billy Joe Saunders is a bit quicker, just like in his movements and stuff like that, than Triple G. Triple G is just like more world class. But you
Billy
can go.
Pillow Hands.
Why Billy Pillow Hands?
Yes, he has very pillow hands.
Okay, so
Him
talk
and-
about it. I don't know.
Him and Plant, they just talk too much. Him, Plant, and Charlo. I really don't like Charlo.
Okay.
This guy pisses me off.
Tell him.
He talks
Tell
too
him.
much. Listen, he's like,
Hey, Charlo, this is for you.
Charlo, this is for you. If you want to spar, we can spar. No problem. You can just send me location. I don't mind sparring. I have everything ready. But you say that you want the Canelo fight, but then you want Triple G now. Like, you wait till he's almost 40 years old to fight Triple G. Where's the honor? Where's the respect? You know.
I'll give
Charlo?
him some honor.
I give no honor. Why do you wait that long for Triple G?
He's still
Anyways, we're talking about Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders. We have 4 minutes left. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but what I'm gonna say about this is that Canelo is untouchable right now. Number 1 pound for pound in the world right now. He's taking care of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
After he beats Billy Joe Saunders.
Didn't you say that you wanted to dye your hair red to look like Canelo?
I'm not denying it.
No.
I'm not denying it.
Okay, continue.
Anyways, yeah, he's number 1 pound for pound in the world. He's beaten everybody. I think what's next is that he's gonna beat Saunders. He's gonna destroy Saunders actually. And after Saunders, he's gonna fight Plant. After Plant,
How is he gonna destroy him?
Bro, listen, we just saw his most recent fight against Yildirim. Very good Turkish boxer who's actually known, and he's actually undefeated too. He comes into the fight as a mandatory against Canelo. Canelo pieces him apart, destroys him in I think 4 rounds it was.
Okay.
He wasn't even touched once. And then the fight before that, we saw him against Callum Smith.
Well, they're like that guy and Billy Joe Saunders are like completely different fighters.
Sure,
though.
but even then, like we're talking about like Canelo's thing, right? Like his performances. Anyways, he fought Callum Smith, destroyed Callum Smith. I think, yeah, well, it went all the way, but if you watch the fight, he he put on a clinic. You know,
Mhm.
very good fight. I mean, did you watch it?
No.
Why not?
I don't. I enjoy watching Canelo fights. It's not a must see thing for me as of right now. But I'll probably watch the Billy Joe Saunders fight just because it's just more interesting. The southpaw and just their styles a little bit differently.
Well, the extent of what I know about Billy Joe Saunders is that he's a southpaw and that he is.
You haven't seen him fight?
I saw some highlights, but even then, he just has pillow hands and he talks too much. He's like Tyson Fury, but he's smaller.
What do you mean he has pillow hands?
Like he's pillow.
What's his
hands.
finishing rate?
God knows, but it's not good. It's not good.
God knows. You can find out yourself.
But we're not gonna do it, right? It's abysmal, anyways. It's not very good. Even if it is good, I don't know. It's trash. Anyways, he's not beating Canelo, okay?
Yeah. See the difference is that like I'm like in MMA wise, I'm fan of guys, but I don't talk trash to the guys.
I have to.
The ones that I don't
like. I just don't like when they talk trash about Canelo, saying that he's a cherry picker, saying that he's on like on steroids.
He was.
It was Mexican meat. It was tainted. It was tainted.
You know how silly that sounds though.
Listen. It's a known fact that all these athletes who go to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
They have traces of this because the cows there are fed that.
Yeah.
It's tainted meat.
But what if it's also common because that's what they do?
Canelo has honor. Okay.
So remember the John Jones argument as well. You said
he was hiding underneath the ring, bro.
So what? That was because of marijuana. What are you talking about?
Marijuana, bro.
You couldn't do the Mary Jane back then.
John Coke Jones.
John hide under the cage.
Jones. Anyways, I'm gonna say it again, bro. Canelo is gonna finish this guy within 5 rounds. Okay, he's gonna move on to fight Plant. Then he's gonna fight Mr. Benavidez. And then
so what if he doesn't? Let's see.
Bro. You don't understand.
If he doesn't win.
I'm gonna
in the fifth round.
I'm gonna buy this guy, and I'm gonna buy this guy. I'm gonna buy you. Listen, okay? 10 Popeyes chicken sandwiches each. 10. If he does not finish this guy within 12 rounds.
10
each.
Do you know how much that is?
10 each. 10
Bro,
each.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
If Canelo gets knocked out, which God knows how that's ever gonna happen.
I didn't say knock out.
If he gets knocked out, I'm gonna buy you 10 shares of Neo.
Oh, bro, you're good. You're going bankrupt.
It's on VOD. It's on VOD. Right?
I don't know how you're gonna do that. Okay. Goddamn. Trash 2 video topic.
Whitaker versus Kevin Gastelum.
Oh wow.
Breakdown. Predictions.
This fight is interesting.
Predictions.
This fight is interesting. They were supposed to be fighting each other a while back, but it ended up not happening because I forget what happened.
Costa and Whitaker.
Huh?
It's supposed to be Costa and Whitaker.
No. I'm talking about. Yeah. So it was supposed to be Costa, but Costa was still feeling.
Secret juice.
Poor guy. Yo, you need. I
love Costa. But he's a sick fighter.
I think the MMA community needs to chill on making fun of Costa, and that includes you. So we're relaxed.
I blame Reddit for that, bro.
But he got ill, and people were kind of bashing him because there was a video where he did an interview. He did an interview where
whiskey or something, right?
No, yo, chill, bro. He did an interview a day or a couple days before they announced that he pulled out of the fight, and because of illness. And they were like looking at the video, like, oh look, he looks fine, he's faking it, blah blah blah. But in actuality, he was like he's still ill, which means he's still feeling the effects of. I think he got the virus, right? So he hasn't fully recovered. And we've seen other people, other athletes.
Full virus name.
We've seen other athletes. I'm not trying to get flagged. So we've seen other athletes get sick as well and not fully recover. So I think it was like a month out before the fight was supposed to happen, and he pulled out.
It was a secret juice.
Maybe
the whiskey.
Okay.
Secret juice.
So there's a lot of people that pulled out. Maybe the month also. He pulled out that far behind or like ahead. The reason why is because of all of the expectations as well, right? He trains in Brazil, I think. I don't know where he trains, but maybe the traveling and all that kind of stuff. He just didn't think that he would be able to make the fight. So anyways, Kevin Gastelum and Robert Whitaker were actually supposed to fight each other back a while ago. I think this was before. I'm not sure exactly, but he pulled out because of his own illness, where he was in the hospital. Robert Whitaker. Mm-hmm. if you remember, Robert Whitaker was like very, very ill. He was supposed to be, he was on life support. I don't know if he was on life support. I forget what it was. It was something very, very serious where he was his kidney failure or something, or liver failure. I forget what it was. We can look back later.
We don't know about failure.
I think it was a failure. I think it failed.
Was it because of the weight cut?
Maybe. I don't remember. Don't quote me on it. But the fight fell through. But now we have this fight actually happen now in 2021, which is kind of ironic that it's happening because somebody else pulled out of the fight. But whatever. Kevin Gastelum has always been fighting champions. This guy has fought so many previous champions and like number one contenders and all that kind of stuff, but he hasn't really gone over that hump, right? There's one thing that I still remember back in the Ultimate Fighter, because Kevin Gastelum was part of the Ultimate Fighter for Chael Sonnen. Shout out to Chael Sonnen.
I bring this to you because...
Right? I bring this to you because in that season, Chael Sonnen talked about Kevin Gastelum, who later on won the Ultimate Fighter. But he was talking about, he's like, Kevin Gastelum is good at everything, but is not great at anything. What he means is like Kevin Gastelum is good on the feet. He's good in the grappling exchanges. He's good on the ground. He's good defensively, takedown, right? But he's not great at one single thing. You wouldn't say Kevin Gastelum has the best hands. You wouldn't say Kevin Gastelum has the best jiu-jitsu game, right? He's good at everything, but he's not great at one thing. And I think that still carries on to today, unfortunately. Does that mean that he isn't able to beat Robert Whitaker? I don't think so. I think he still has a chance to beat Robert Whitaker. Walbert. He still has a chance to beat Robert Whitaker. How he does that, it would have to be a decision win. Robert Whitaker is coming off the fight with Darren Till.
Darren.
He came back. It was a decision.
Sweet Caroline.
I'm not doing this.
Come on,
I'm
man.
not doing this.
It's been 2 weeks now. No. Seriously. You say it.
No. So I feel Kevin Gastelum has an opportunity to beat Robert Whitaker. How he does that, that's decision is probably the most likely. Robert Whitaker has shown that his chin can hold up. The only person that really has finished him as of recent is Israel Adesanya.
I don't want to be your friend.
Who stopped him.
I want to kill you.
But then again, that fight is also very, very strange, right? Like he came back off a long layoff, and that fight didn't exactly go the way that he wanted to. So Kevin Gastelum has a chance to win this. Most likely, Robert Whitaker is gonna win this. The winner of this has a chance to go on to face Israel Adesanya for the title next if Darren Till loses.
I also believe Costa. Listen, even though I'm just joking about Costa, I think Costa should have a chance to also like fight one of these guys again. Okay.
Yeah.
I think he should fight Whitaker, or he should fight Gastelum. But
he has time. He has to. He's sick. He has to wait.
Sick fighter too.
So he's double entendre.
Right? Thank you.
Double entendre.
Yeah.
So these guys will fight it out. I think Darren Till, if he loses, is going to the winner of this matchup. Whitaker and Gastelum will fight Izzy next. Other than that, I don't see too much intrigue in this fight, but it's a fun fight regardless.
Last topic. Speaking of Darren Till, we're gonna talk about Till versus Vettori, but what's his first name?
Marvin.
I thought it was Martin.
This guy was so confident. He's like, "Yo, the guy's name is Martin." I'm like, "Yo, what are you talking about, Martin Vettori?"
Talking about it, but
it's Marvin.
What's his name?
Marvin Vettori. I didn't even know if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
So, the Italian Dream.
The Italian Dream.
Stallion.
I always liked the nickname, the Dream. It's just
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, no, in general, like Diego Sanchez, his nickname used to be the Nightmare, and then he changed it to the Dream, which was kind of cool because of like dreaming.
The best nickname in the UFC is Figueroa.
What's his nickname?
The God of War.
Oh,
sick, Dave.
Yeah, it's fine. I like the Dream better because maybe also Hakeem the Dream from basketball, Olajuwon, the Dream Shake. I don't know. Well, anyways, so these two guys are probably going to also be in the contendership for fighting Izzy next. I think this matchup is more likely to face Izzy than the Robert Whitaker versus Kevin Gastelum. The reason why is because
Dana hates Gastelum and Whitaker. He hates Whitaker.
I think Gastelum just has a long history with the UFC. He's not made weight many times. He's showed up in a lot of fights, right? He's shown up, but there's also been fights where he hasn't had the best outings.
And speak on Whitaker.
It's
a gamer. So this is what he is, bro.
He's a gamer, bro. Minecraft for life.
Big gamer.
So, Marvin Vettori versus Darren Till. Izzy really wants to face Darren Till. Like,
big money fight.
They want to fight him so bad for many, many reasons. One of the reasons is the 4 people that we mentioned: Robert Whitaker,
Darren Till,
Gastelum, Darren Till. Sorry,
my guy's confused.
Gastelum, Whitaker.
Yoel Romero.
Chill. Why? What are you doing?
Yoel Romero, bro.
But Robert Whitaker.
Send me the contract, Dana. Send me the
Robert
contract.
Whitaker.
Send me the contract.
Kevin Gastelum, Marvin Vettori. All of those 3 guys have already fought and lost to Israel Adesanya. The only person that's really in the top that Izzy hasn't beat is Darren Till. That, in addition to Darren Till being a matchup that is more intriguing because of his kickboxing base, I think that's really the reasons why Israel Adesanya prefers to have Darren Till be the next fighter or the next number 1 contender. That being said, Marvin could actually go in there, grind out a win, and kind of convince Dana to, hey, let me get that rematch.
Hey Dana, give me money fight.
So Marvin has, since the first fight, has been talking about, I should have won. I should have won the first fight against Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya. The judges screwed me over. All this kind of stuff. I watched the fight back. He didn't win the fight. It was close. He did win a round, but Israel Adesanya did squeak out a win. That being said, there might be something that he does that impresses Dana White and convinces him, hey, let's do that. One knockout, one dominating performance, Dana might be like, you know what, Kevin Gastelum, Robert Whitaker, sure, they also had a good performance, but this guy had a better performance, beat Darren Till, is just more exciting, whatnot. So there's an opportunity for Marvin to fight next. I don't think he most likely, I don't think he will be the next person to fight Izzy, just because
if he beats Till, then he probably has to.
But if he beats
the winner of the Gastelum fight,
if he wins via decision, and then you have Robert Whitaker versus Kevin Gastelum, and whoever wins that fight wins, like by decision, for example, I would say one of those 2 guys would get the fight over Marvin. I don't see Dana White preferring the Marvin matchup. Like, yes, Marvin is Italian born. He has some like fandom down there. I don't think that pulls enough. And then
big draws, right? And
then add to the fact that the Marvin is beating Darren Till. Darren Till, right? Is Darren Till like the highest ranked in that weight class? Not really. Who is? Well, Kevin Gastelum and Robert Whitaker are have been at that top level for a while. Stop mentioning Costa.
Why not? Honestly, why not?
The timelines don't work out right now because Costa has to go in there and fight somebody. Who's going to fight? You want him to fight the winner of Robert Whitaker and thing? No, it's too soon. He just lost to Adesanya. His last fight was against Adesanya.
Send in the contract and then run it back.
No, man, leave him alone, man. I really like Costa. Costa is really fun to watch. It's just there's too much layoff since his last fight. Like you can't expect him to get over this hum until he has a fight. And I think the more he talks, it just digs him deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Disrespect.
No, I'm telling you, I want him to do well. It's just like he needs to stop giving meme material. Like he's out here saying 100%.
Disapprove.
Disapprove.
100%. Disapprove. 100%. Disapprove.
Yeah.